Hello, and welcome to the Healdsburg Museum's History Talks channel. This is a series of talks by museum docents originally presented at the city's Plaza gazebo before a live audience. Now you can hear them in the comfort of your own home. If you enjoy these talks, don't forget to subscribe to the History Talks channel. And if you have questions, post them in comments. The docents will find an answer. And here we go.
Hello, my name is Jerry Haag. I'm a local resident and volunteer at our local Healdsburg Museum. I'm here today to talk to you about a few historic Healdsburg restaurants. There have always been restaurants in town. Healdsburg has a long history of being a tourist town, and I want to fill you in on some of the more recent ones that are of note. First of all, how did I get interested in this? Well, in the summer of 1971, I got a job as a forklift driver at a local prune drying plant that my future father-in-law got for me in South Healdsburg. One day, the foreman, Ed, came out and said it was time for lunch. He was going to the Iceberg Cafe. Well, I'd been in town just a few weeks. I knew where the Arctic Circle drive-in was, but I've never seen the Iceberg Cafe. I thought it was some kind of a local code that I wasn't clued in on. Imagine my surprise a few weeks later when I found the real iceberg. In fact, there were two. So anyway, that solved that problem. First, we're going to talk about Kleist Heidelberg German restaurant. The advertising slogan caught my attention: best German food north of San Francisco. I can't confirm this. I never ate there, but it could be true. It was located at 224 Healdsburg Avenue, right next to where Modern Gallery is today. In 1965, it moved to Windsor on Old Redwood Highway. Unfortunately, it is no longer in business. Here's a picture of an Oktoberfest at Kleist. Looks like they're having a good time drinking beer. Here's a picture of what it looked like in the 40s or 50s on Healdsburg Avenue. And like all businesses in town, they suffered from flooding. Here's a picture of a flood at Kleist. Next restaurant is called the Wine Country Restaurant. It's located where the Matheson Plaza Gourmet Shop in Copperfield's Books is today. It has been the site of many historic previous restaurants. It was started by Lawrence Harrington in the 60s. It was only one story, unlike the current Matheson, but it had basement storage, so the workers had to go down to the basement to haul up cases of wine on their shoulders. It had a large seating capacity for that time, 175, and this was before the tourist boom. The restaurant was divided into three separate areas. The west side was the barrel room with tables and chairs made from oak barrels. East side was the river room with a small waterfall and lake in it. And the center section was the bottle room. It was a large bar, maybe the largest in the county of Sonoma at the time. Live music on weekends. Here today is the location of it. It's the Matheson, 3 stories and very busy. Here's a sample menu from the Wine Country. Steaks, $7. Not a bad deal back then. Especially the house was the clay pot chicken dish. It came in an individual clay pot with the Wine Country logo on it. The patron could take it home as a souvenir. Here's a picture of the former bottle room sign. And here's an article from the local paper about Jacob Horner, which was another restaurant that took over the Wine Country site in the 70s. Buffy's Restaurant Hotel has a long and historic past in town, but it is now part of the Mill District. Here's a photo of Buffy's in the 1940s. Very classic. It was originally constructed adjacent to the train station on Hudson Street, but it burned down in 1929. The new Buffy's was constructed in 1930, moved to the Healdsburg Avenue site north of McDonald's in 1937. It was the largest example of Mediterranean-style architecture in the city. Later, it became the House of Sonoma in the 60s and was vacant for many years. It has since been demolished and incorporated into the Mill District. Buffy's was well known by the local police as a hotspot for liquor and bootlegging in the 30s and 40s. Here's a photo of the Buffy's bar waiting to serve you. The Ark Restaurant, no known address that I could find, is located on the bank of the Russian River south of the Healdsburg Avenue Bridge. unfortunately, is also long since demolished. A photo of it, you could spend a dime getting across the Rush River just to enjoy a meal at the Ark. And another photo of the Ark with water coming lapping on its feet. Okay, moving on to Lonnie's and Lonnie's Patio. The original Lonnie's was where the McDonald's restaurant is today. It later became Lonnie's Patio on Healdsburg Avenue, where Tizia is today. And here's a photo of Lonnie's Patio, the original. It was my wife's favorite restaurant for the simple reason that they had wall-mounted jukeboxes on each table, so she could dial up her favorite music of the day and play it. The former location of Lonnie's Patio. And a menu for Lonnie's from the 50s. Lonnie's was also famous for being on national TV. A local comedian here in town named Pat Paulson announced his candidate for presidency at Lonnie's Patio in March of 1968. And there was much to do about it. He was supported by two of the local stars, Tom and Dick Smothers. Let me talk about Healdsburg House Giorgio's, both restaurants south of town. For a few years, it was the in place to go for meals in Healdsburg. A photo of the structure. The restaurant is long since closed. Here's a business luncheon at Giorgio's and/or Healdsburg House. And I'm going to close with McDonald's, the largest restaurant chain in the United States. It's apparently still popular in spite of many better places to dine. The city denied the owner an application to build a children's playhouse in the early 1990s. It would have gone on the north side of the building. Here's a photo of McDonald's. One of the reasons I included McDonald's in my presentation is that I was entranced by the interior decor of the early McDonald's. The McDonald's people took photos from early Healdsburg High School yearbooks, clipped out photos, framed them, and put them on the wall. So here is a picture of a golf team from Healdsburg High in the 1967-68 year. The gal in the middle in the dark dress is my wife, Joanne. Interestingly, another docent of the museum, Kay, is in the same picture. And that's a romp through the few notable Healdsburg restaurants. If you enjoyed this talk, please subscribe to our channel and check out other presentations available. I'll see you next time.